So I'm going to start off here by removing these heat sinks that I'd put on. You know, originally I didn't want to open up this card if I didn't have to. I thought maybe adding some heat sinks would kind of keep it cooler. And you know, it did drop it maybe a couple degrees while I was mining and stuff. But I really decided to do the thermal pads to improve this. So anyways, I just used thermal tape to put on these heat sinks. So I'm going to go ahead and, you know, peel these off. And they were stuck on there pretty good. You see that thermal tape right there. But anyways, otherwise, the card's never been opened up yet. I just had these stuck on here, you know, just see if I could get it to run a little bit cooler. So anyways, bear with me while I go ahead and I'll remove this bottom one as well too. But these did get really hot, and what was interesting was the heat sinks do help. I mean, you could definitely feel them while it was running, and I mean, these heat sinks were pretty warm, so I mean, they were taking some of the heat off, and you know, and I had a fan kind of blowing across them too. So anyways, that one nice thing about that was you know, these I don't think would avoid the warranty, because you wouldn't be able to tell that they were even stuck on there, and they just used thermal tape, and as you can see, I could peel off that sticky goop, and it was no issue. So anyways, I'll go ahead and get started, and just go ahead and open up the card now and install the pads. Okay, I've seen other people use tape to pull off these little covers they got here for, I guess, just to make it look good. So I have some duct tape, so that should work, right? Duct tape sticks to pretty much anything. Yeah, look at that. Pulls it right off. So go ahead and put these up here. Again, I should probably remove that heatsink, but man, this duct tape works great. So put those down kind of in order. Go ahead and pop off that one. Yeah, that's like no effort at all. So, okay, got these off. And then there's supposed to be, I guess you can take off this piece. I think it's this piece right here. It's gonna have to come off, so let's look at that real quick. So there you can see where I removed those. And I see people kind of go in with a spudger on the bottom there, so I'm gonna see what, let me grab my toolkit real quick, see if I can get that with a spudger. Okay, this is the first time I've taken this card apart, so I think I'm just gonna try to, I see other people prying up on here. Oh wow, I just barely tapped that and that thing pops right up, so definitely doesn't look like it'll be hard to get this off. So let me guess maybe I can just turn this. Yep, I just gave it a quick turn. Okay, so there you can kind of see what that looks like. It's got those two, I don't know if you can see, there's little balls on there. So I got that off. So let's see, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 screws on there. You can see them right there. 2, 4, 6, and 8. I'm kind of showing this for myself too. Make sure I can put this back together correctly. So, okay, let me grab a little, looks like it's just I thought they were going to use Torx, but looking at that, put this on the camera so I can see it better, that's just standard Phillips on all these. Are those Phillips too? No, those are little Torx. Okay, good to know. So it looks like I'll probably have, I'm guessing all 4 of these are the same. Torx on the back end. Yep. And then Phillips on the front. So go ahead and pop those off. I'm assuming all these are going to be the same size, but you know, you never know, so I'm kind of laying them out in the direction of where I pulled these from. Oh, that's not a screw. What is that? That doesn't look like a screw. It just looks like a pin or something inserted in there. try to cut this video down so it's not so long and speed up these slow parts of me unscrewing these. Okay, got those. So next, to tackle these, and I don't know what size Torx that is, but I have a few in my kit. So hopefully I got something that works. Let's see. Let's see if this one fits. It doesn't feel like it's fitting good in there. I should probably Google this real quick and see what size that's going to be, but this feels too small. Yeah, so it's not, it's a 1.2, so that's too small. Let's see what I got. This actually is spinning pretty good. I can't tell, it feels like it might be a little loose, but I'm just going to go with it. And what size is this, a T4? Might be something different. Let me see if I got a different one. So let me try a, looks like it, no, T8's going to be too big, definitely. Let's see if I got like a T5 in here. T6. T6 is too big. And T5. Okay, T5. Put the other one back. Even though that T4 did work, looks like it's a T5. Let's see if I can get this. Loosen all these first. And it's looking like these are all the same size, same length, so that's good. And get that last one that just didn't want to come out. Stubborn. Okay, so now I got that. So now, I think this back plate just popped off for the videos I saw. I don't know. Yeah, wow, that was easy. Just had to barely pry it. One thing to note, I heard that this is on the newer cards. I just got mine a few weeks ago. So that's true. They got that little thermal paste. Okay, these things I was looking at here, they said were pins. They pop out. Looks like a little rubber. I don't know if you can see that pin, so I have to keep that in mind to make sure. I'll probably take those off now and I'll just see if I can leave it. Remember to put those back in. So I think at this point, not sure if I'll, let's see, do I want to do the back side? Yeah, I should probably just do this all at once. These I was told were, wow, these are really smushy. I just smushed that really easy with my fingers. So yeah, these are almost like jelly. I mean, super gummy. And interesting, you only see an indent on some of it, like it wasn't pressed on enough. I don't see it really on some of the other ones. So I could just do the top side or the bottom side, but I think I'll do both sides because I'm already in here. Might as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and set that aside for now. And what I'll probably do is probably save these for now. And then go from there. Okay, back at it. I guess first what do I do next? Guess I gotta get this off. So let me see. I use the Torx for that as well. Is that gonna be a Torx 5? No. let's see, Torx 8. Yep, looks like a T8 on the end. I'm assuming all these are going to be the same. So I'll just put them over there. These out of the way. Okay, so we'll take that bracket off. So at this point, probably removing these clips. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this one. I'm just going to see if I can slide that a little bit forward, that little metal portion. And then I think this is supposed to just pop. How do I know if I got that slid far enough forward? Doesn't look like it slides any further forward than that, so this is, I'm going to go down here and show you this. Okay, here's what I was doing. There's this little metal clip here. See how you can see that slid back? I'm sliding it forward, and this is supposed to pop out, but I don't think I got that slid forward enough. Do I? Let me see if I can pop that out. Doesn't look like it, does it? Going for the hardest connector first. Dang it. Looks like it's still covering it up just a hair. Let me see. Okay, I got it up. I don't know if you guys can see that. So basically, that one's done. Next, got this one. So I'm just gonna try to get in here with my finger and flip up that lever. I don't know, can you see that? The lever's flipped up now. I'll flip it back down so you can see it. See it's down. Just get behind it with my fingernail, flip it up, and theoretically that should pull out. There, we got that guy. And the last one right here looks like the same type of thing. It's hard to do while looking through the camera lens, but okay, I think I got it up. Yeah. So hopefully that one's gonna come out. I guess I'll, at this point, I gotta take these out. I'm gonna go ahead and pop out these 4 screws right here. And this one, I'll see if I can get it to slide out when I bring it back. Let me go ahead and pop this back. Okay. So at this point, I guess I gotta take these out. T8 was for the back. What was I using? T6 maybe? Yep, T6. You know, kind of a big fan of just not doing all one side at once and torquing anything, so I'm just going to loose them all up kind of. I guess if I was doing tires I would do a star pattern, right? One thing to note, these are a lot snugger. Is that a word? a lot more snug, tighter. Now that pops out. It's almost like it was spring loaded. Yeah. Which, as you can see, it was.
Dad,
Yeah. Okay, that was my son. Wanted help with something real quick, so let me go ahead, see if I can get this little piece out here. Of course, it looks like this just popped out, but of course it's not going to do that as easy for me. Let's see. Okay. See if I can get this. I think I got all the... Oh, loosened up right away. Okay. Guess it was being held on by those thermal pads. So that's what it looks like. Huh. That's what we got for the thermal pads. So, as you can see, just put my finger imprint in it to see what it is. There's a lot of room in there. So anyways, I'm gonna get started and kind of clean this up and set that aside, and basically cut my new thermal pads. Now, what I read was this side's going to be 2mm and the other side's going to be 3. So I'm gonna start out with that. I did read somewhere where it said they use like 1.5s on these two, and then 2mm here. But if I got enough, I'll use 2mm for all of it and go with that. But guess I'll find out. Okay, what I'm gonna use to clean this is I have an old bottle of Arctic Clean Thermal Material Remover. I use this on CPUs a lot. Works really good. Smells like oranges if I remember right. And I got this thermal surface purifier, which, I guess you can put it on afterwards and it makes it better or something. Anyways, I guess I'll start peeling those off and go ahead and just clean some of this gunk off here and see if I can make that look better. Okay, I don't know if my phone's about to die, so, and that's what I'm using to film this. So basically, that's kind of how clean I got it. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little charge on the phone. I wasn't very prepared, and I'm gonna go ahead and just peel off these pads right here and kind of clean up those areas before I get the new pads put on. And I'll probably peel off that little area right there. So basically just gonna do some cleanup work, keep getting that warning about my phone about to die. So, and then I'll charge the phone before I do anything more. Okay, I'm back. Got more of a charge. Okay, at this point, I started cleaning up the some of the pads on here, and I'm debating, do I want to put the pads just directly on the chips themselves, or do I want to go ahead and just put the pads on the heatsink, kind of like how they pulled up? One thing I did notice that was interesting was, I don't know if you can see it, but this one is raised a little bit higher where these pads were. So I'm thinking maybe should I be putting like a 1.5 instead of a 2, then maybe 2's on here. These look about the same, and same with this one. So I don't know, I thought that was interesting that this one, you know, assuming this is straight, that one's up a little bit higher. But I'll probably just go with 2's all the way around, or I'll save that one for last, and then if I run out of 2mm, I'll put on some 1.5. And the other thing was, everybody else is using that GELID, GLID, or GLID. I'm using Thermal Odyssey thermal pads because that's all I could find, because the other ones were out of stock. So those GLID ones were soft. I don't know how the softness on these compares. So from what I saw, people were doing like 3 on the back and 2 on the front, and I was going to try 2 on the front, but maybe these are harder, so maybe I should be going 1.5. Just I'm going to go with 2s. I got some 1.5s as well, so I could go with the 1.5s, but I think I'm going to pretty much mainly stick with the 2s. But one thing, gosh, I'm sorry I keep bringing up these. Oh yeah, one thing else. Looking at these, it almost looks like, I don't know if you see the thickness. It almost looks like they used 2 sizes here, is what I was looking at. But oh well, these are super soft. So anyways, I'll probably stick with the original plan, all 2s on back, unless I run out of space, and I'll put a 1.5 on this one. And I think I'll just start by dressing up this rather than putting it on the chips themselves, which, you know, I honestly don't think there's any difference. Do it either way you want. You know, I'd be fine doing it either way, but I'm just gonna start with this. So anyways, I'm just gonna kind of measure and cut. You know, I'll just another point to make. This is all you get. You know, you pay for this package. I mean, I thought it was gonna be quite a bit bigger, but I mean, you get this little tiny piece inside there. So I want to make sure it stretches out and I can use it and I don't run out. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'll just use a razor blade, and I'm gonna go ahead and kind of just mark out where I want. I also want to just jump in here to edit this after the fact. I did try 2.0s on this side, the 2mm pads, and it did not work. I mean, it worked, but my GPU was getting kind of hot, so I just think they were a little bit too thick and not soft enough. And so I don't think I was getting really good contact on that heatsink with my GPU. So what I did was I took all the 2mm off, and I ended up using 1.5mm on this side, and then on the back side, which I'll do after this, I ended up using the 2mm. So anyways, trying to do 2mm on the front and then 3mm on the back did not work for me. So this 1.5 on the front and 2mm on the back seemed to be the best that I found for this brand of pad. Looks like it, looks like my cut's not very straight, unfortunately, but do the best I can. So, this whole piece is falling off of here now. Try to stick it back on there. So I got this piece cut off. And I'll just go ahead and kind of stick it on there. Yeah, I wish I knew how soft that other stuff was. This stuff is definitely harder than the stuff I pulled off of. So I don't know if this is going to be too thick, but don't know unless you try. So now, let's see how I'm going to get this going. This looks like it's about the same length, maybe not quite long enough. Darn it. That looks like it's about the same. I know, I'll just go ahead and cut another one about the same length there. Let's see. It's be about that wide. And I'll just go all the way to the top. See how that goes. Sorry, you can't see on the camera. It's not too intricate. I'm just trying to cut this and piecemeal it out. Okay, it was actually easier to end up just putting these pads directly on the board like this. And also, I went ahead and used some, thermal compound and put it on the GPU. And before I, of course, mount it to the heatsink. So basically, this is kind of the layout, and then I use the GPU paste. Okay, just in case you're wondering, this is what I use for the GPU. I just had some of this Arctic MX4 thermal compound. So I put that on the GPU, and for a replacement of the other thermal paste that I had removed earlier. And then I went ahead and start putting it back together. So now it's just about putting the board back together, attaching it to the heatsink, and then do the pads on, I guess I call this the back. And for the back side, I ended up using those 2mm pads instead of the 3mm, and everything seems to work out fine. I'm getting really good results with my temperatures, which is what I really wanted in the first place, was bring those temperatures down. I guess at this point is, when you're putting this back, just make sure these cables are kind of pulled out here so that you can connect them to the connectors. They kind of want to just tuck in there behind the board when you lay it in here. So just takes a little bit of fiddling with, and it wasn't too bad. As you can see, it takes a little bit of fiddling with to get these ribbon cables back in the connectors, but here's gonna bring it down for a close-up. You can kind of see, get it tucked in there and try to get that lever back down. So if you have big fingers like mine, it's kind of a pain in the butt, but was definitely doable. At least everything functions fine after I put it back together, so that was a plus. As you can see, I'm having some trouble here. And my mount ended up breaking on me, which was kind of a bummer. So the video's probably not gonna be as good until I get that fixed in a second. But yeah, these were kind of a pain for me just with my big fingers. So I'll kind of show the struggling a little bit, so you can see if you're having troubles, you're not alone. But that is if you're trying to do this. But I did get it, and it just took a little time. I just didn't want to force anything, and want to be careful with these to make sure I didn't ruin one of these ribbon cables and end up not being able to use the card. So anyways, I was able to get it. So again, here you can see I got it in, and all the way to the white line. And what I ended up doing was I used a magnifying glass so I can see a little better, and kind of used a spudger like you can see here, and it kind of that helped me to kind of get it in there. So anyways, it was a pain, but I was able to get it in, get the lever down, and again, partly probably due to my eyes, partly due to my big fingers, but got it. Okay, my bracket for my phone broke, so I'm hoping that I can kind of show you with this, but what I want is that white line to go all the way in. Wow, that looked easy. But let me tell you, I was trying for a little while on that one. And it went right in, huh? Go figure. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock that clip down. Okay, so that one's done. Now, how am I gonna do this? Because my bracket broke. Like I was saying, my shelf broke off that holds this. So let me see if I can get something else to hold this phone up. But basically, I want to put some pads, replace the pads on the back of this too. These. Go ahead and start putting that back down. And then what I'm going to want to do is figure out where I'm going to put replace these. Okay, got the bracket screwed in there. So that went in pretty easy, no issues. Okay, I don't like this. I think I'm going to go a different direction. Improvise. I think I'm gonna put these on the PCB board themselves. Make it a little easier for where those chips are. So for this one, I'm just gonna go ahead and run that all the way up to there. And then kind of squish it in. How's that gonna fit? That should fit fine. Probably should have cut off some of that there. Let's see. Okay, this is kind of final how it looked in its final form. I just wanted to show this. These are all the places that I had it. As you can see, some of those are kind of, I had to use pieces because I ended up going back over this and doing the 2mm pads on the back here instead of the 3 that I originally was doing. So anyways, it seemed to fit better with the 2. As you can see, I reused a little bit of their original stuff, but that was it. So now I'm just put it back together. As you can see, you know, popped on my other heat sinks that I had thermal tape already on, and the results were great. I'll go ahead and show the results here, but you know, especially that Memory Junction, that was really, really good. I mean, I was seeing, you know, pretty high rates, you know, almost where it would go into throttling at 110, and this dramatically dropped it down. So anyways, let me go ahead and show some of that here. Okay, here you can see I'm hitting 98, a little over 98 megahash per second. You know, 54 on the temp for the GPU, running about plus 1500 on my memory clock. The big thing is that memory junction temperature, though, that, you know, was hitting like 110, almost 106, 110, and now it's down to 86, and the peak it's hit is 90, and this seems to be really stable running it this way. So definitely a win doing this. It was a little bit of a pain in the butt, but overall it's brought my, you know, temperatures down, the fan noise is less. I mean, it's a, you know, what I consider a good win. So anyways, I'm pretty happy with it. Sorry for this video not being edited very much and everything, but I just kind of wanted to show the whole thing in case anybody had any questions or any spots, you know, maybe they're kind of doing the same thing and was wondering. But anyways, hope everybody has a great rest of your day. Appreciate as always appreciate any likes and subscribes or comments, you know, and good luck.